Well, that's a way to start a stream. Just hooked up the mic and started sneezing my brains out. But I guess that's par for the course with life and other ish. Another fucking update that I don't have enough room in my hard drive for. Yeah. Update application. Basically, what's going on with the community right now? The DOA6, well, DOA community is in a tizzy because Koei Tecmo is doing some predatory practices. They released the update. I guess that's the recent update they have now, where you can change the color of the characters. Which is pretty cool. It's a good little option. But the thing that sucks is instead of being able to buy all the hair colors and be able to switch them in and out, you buy one hair color, but if you want to get the other one, you'll have to buy the other hair color separately. Okay, fine. But then that deletes the previous hair color you had that you bought. So it's like, wait. So you mean to tell me that I don't keep the hair color that I bought and I can just switch them out? Basically, that got people in the DOA community butthurt and all up in their feelings, which is understandable. I can understand that. Me, I don't buy a lot of DLC to begin with. The reason I got my Omiji and Rachel, because my cousin was watching me stream, a while back, and he was like, oh, why don't you have all the characters? So he spotted some funds out of the kindness of his heart, and I used the funds to get, the characters, because basically that's what he gave me the money for. So I used it to get the characters. So basically everybody's caught up in their feelings. You got all the people in the community, everybody's butthurt. They're letting Tecmo know about it. Just since the beginning, since this game even came into existence, it's been wrought with controversy. I thought DOA5 was the most polarizing game, but the fact that the hardcore community kept up with it, made it less polarizing, and the fact that everybody played it, it got a lot of people who were first-time Dead or Alive players to play it as well. So it's, even though I felt Dead or Alive 5 was polarizing because I had a love-hate relationship with that game, I'm not gonna lie. It's like I play it, Dead or Alive 5, I played the shit out of it, but I did not like parts of the gameplay. Parts of the gameplay to me were whack, I'm not gonna lie. But ever since DOA6 got started, I almost started very similarly to, why did she what? Once you get this, you can pick that. Okay. I don't know how to use mine, so I might be trying to do it. But so everybody got caught in a tizzy over shit. But the game, ever since it came out, the director came out, Shimbori stated that he was going to change some things up, make the game more esports friendly, friendly, reduce a lot of the sexiness aspects of the game. Which is like, right off the bat, just put the game under scrutiny and under fire from the jump. People are like, well, fuck this game, if you're gonna start filtering it, they're gonna be like, fuck it. I was one of those people, I was like, what are they doing? How are you going to openly state, granted, the first director, DOA5, he said he was gonna do it too. And, he did to a certain extent, but then they released like a crap shit tons of costumes. a lot of sexy costumes, a lot of revealing costumes. And I felt out because at the end of the day, Tecmo was like, we want to make money, so you guys are gonna make shit. You guys are gonna make this shit. And now, if you look at the sales numbers, DOA5 sold poorly by Team Ninja standards. It did. They're looking for this game to sell at least 1 million copies. At least. That was the track record of the previous 4 games. DOA was selling at least 1 million copies worldwide. And from go to 1 million to 500,000, and then with DOA6 to go down to like a 250,000. Well, I think it sold 350,000 worldwide, even though they're bragging about, oh, but we had over 1 million downloads of free games. Like, that doesn't count. That's not sales. That does not count. The free game does not count. So right from the get-go, even the director stated he was going to do something trying to be like Marvel. And we're going to try to be a little bit more progressive with the game, try to make it esports, take out the sexiness or reduce it. And they have. And so, but Tecmo kind of kept that in check. And Tecmo was like, well, fuck, you know, we got to make some money. So you're going to bring the sexy, you got to keep the sexy in. They did. The booth physics is in. Still in the game. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. But, this game is a shell of what DOA is. The sad thing is, I think what really pisses me off more than anything is that the community is really shitty right now. It really is. A lot of the OGs pretty much bailed on it. A lot of the OG Dead or Alive players pretty much bailed on the game. The Fruto doesn't play in tournaments. You know, a lot of people don't. So it's that just tells you how poorly, you know, this game is. It's like when you got probably one of the, I'll say most notorious 3D fighting games selling under 500,000 copies, you know, that's kind of pathetic. You know, you got games like Under Night. You're doing. That's kind of sad for a series that's been known to sell in the millions. And to top it all off, the fact that just bad customer service with Koei Tecmo were doing this, cause that's just, and they said they did this on purpose. You know, as far as buying the hair colors, it's like, wow, that's hella greedy. It's like basically they want you to just buy a new hair color every time you decide to change your hair. Which is like a kind of goodie. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on these two, but oh wow, he did it. He just opened up and did it. Yeah, mine's not my character, so. Oh, okay, that's not a combo. But yeah, you had a lot of shit together. This game was, it was not set to reuse assets. This game was made on a budget. It was made to maximize money. I think for Team Ninja is not stupid. They know that this era, you know, a video game is pretty crappy, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty shitty, you know, with all the shit going on, you know, Twitter, you know, all the other shit going on. It's like, you know, as far as video games is concerned, if you can just break even or make a profit, and I think at the end of the day, Team Ninja Tecmo wants to make a profit, and the only way they're going to be profitable on this game is through DLC. It's like not on the game itself. The game is like, I think right now gaming as a service is what's saving a lot of these companies from going under. you know, which is why, you know, DOA is heavily invested in that model. Because that's what it is right now. It's pretty much gaming as a service. God damn, I can. He's freaking it has to do with. Internet shitty, so this might end abruptly. Oh! Dang. Yeah, Techbook's fully invested on gaming as a service, where they're just gonna nickel and dime you to make a lot of money. Oh my god. Computer's reacting pretty good, but ugh. And when I see people like Zachariah and enemy range just sounding hecka butthurt, well, I don't know. I know Zachariah, he's pretty honest about his feelings of the game. He still plays it because he realized, you know, I got a YouTube channel. That's how he got his fan base. So it's like he has to stick with his guns. And Emery, you know, he's trying to do his thing with this channel. You know, he's not having the best of time with the game. There's so much bullshit and drama concerning the game, you know, disagreements from the fan base. I think the community with DOA is just torn right now. It's torn. I don't know how to fix it. I have an idea how to fix it. It's just the community itself has to fix itself, which I don't think it wants to do, because it's fractioned to two sides. You know, you got the hardcore community. You know, you got the high-level players. You got the players, the people who travel and go to tournaments. You know, all 30 to 60 of them who attend events. You know, or travel or go to, you know, major locals if they're in the area. And you just have the, you know, the high-level community who's the most vocal about it. You know, they want the game. They appreciate the game as a game, but only when it comes to the high-level thing. So, but as fans, the way Team Ninja makes their money is through the fans. It's through the people who they play the game, but they don't take it that serious to the point where they want to be good at it. They just play it because they like to play it. They like the graphics, they like the girls, they like the TNA, they like the action. And these are the people that buy the costumes, you know, that spend a lot of money on DLC. These are the people who buy every DOA game, including the volleyball game. You know, all the spin-offs. So it's like Team Ninja, well, Tecmo, they know who their main customers are of this game. And it's not the high-level community. That's a given. That is the god-honest truth. As much as, you know, these guys, you know, bitch and moan, and these players talking about, oh, they don't listen to us. It's like, Team Ninja been listening to you guys for the past, since DOA5. It's like, and that's why a lot of them play DOA5, because that was pretty much their game. Even though they played 4, but a lot of the hot people at the high level, they bitched and complained about DOA4. They didn't like it. But I think DOA4 is the pinnacle of what DOA was. In terms of gameplay and how the game should be played. It's the last Itagaki game, so it still had, you know, that swagger that is lacking in the last 4 games, to be honest. In the last 2 games, I mean. It's like, you pop in DOA4, it has a totally different vibe. It plays different than 5 and even 6. I would say this about 6. 6 kind of went back to how DOA plays. They got rid of the critical burst system. Thank God. Critical burst system just broke the rock, paper, scissors mechanic of the game. And it's, that's why they took it out, because that basically cheesed the game. Granted, I know high-level players loved it, but it just put so many 50-50s. It was punish or die. It wasn't dead or alive. It took out the gamble aspects of the game. It kept nerfing the counter damage, and it made the game more tailored for offensive players, for people to just go in, be flashy, and get damage. DOA was never been that type of game. It's always been a mind game. And once you get rid of the mind game aspects of it, DOA is no longer DOA, because it's never meant to be. It's never been meant to be a high level fighting game. It's meant to be a pick up and play, sit on your couch, beat your friend's face in the game. That's not to say it can't be treated as a high level game. It's like, look, you can play any, you can take any game and have it have a high level community played at a high level. Look at Smash Media is a perfect example. It's like you have a tournament and you take it at a certain level, then they can do that. But now, I think the thing that comes in question is brand integrity. It's like, what direction does the company want to take the game, and who should they listen to as far as the direction of the game? I feel at the end of the day, you as the company or the director of the game has to make the best game you want to play, that you want to make. Not just for the player base, but the game you want to make. But you have to have a brand identity, and you have to stick with that identity. And the problem with DOA, they're trying to please two sides of the fan base, and not, oh my gosh, he is mixing me up with things out of town. And they're not making a good game. Alright, like that. Oh, good grab. Got it. Oh, got it. And so, it's like they come in with an idea of what kind of game they want to do, like Shibori and the other guy. I think that's where they made a mistake. They try to come in, oh Jesus, either throwing ham. I'll just... batter. And instead of embracing the game for what it is, they're trying to make something the game is not. You know, it's like, if your series' game has been notorious based on tits and ass, just stick with the tits and ass. That's all to it. You know, boob physics, hot girls, action, high production values and graphics, and a crazy ass story. That's what DOA is known for. It's like, just stick with that. That's all you have to stick with, and be shameful about it. To an certain extent, when it comes to DOA costumes, they are shameful about it, but the reason they make it DLC is because they want to give the players a choice to buy it or not. They don't put it in the game itself because, I don't know, they're so worried about getting bad publicity or press. It's like, in this day and age, the more bad press you get, the better sales you will get. More people will buy it. Because that's how backwards society is. Because people bitch and moan on social media, you know, all the time, and complain about, you know, shit out of their control, but companies get these fuckers control by falling into their demands. God, community, just need to enjoy and accept their freaking game. I think that's what bugs me the most. None of these fuckers, a good chunk of them, it's like, this game is known for tits and ass. It's a part of the game, and it should never go away. Just like violence is a part of fucking Dead or Alive. I mean, Mortal Kombat. It's like, I'm not a fan of gratuitous violence, but I noticed the importance of it, and I own a lot of Mortal Kombat games. My favorite game out of the whole series is Mortal Kombat 9. I bet it was the epiphany, the best game that epitomized pretty much what Mortal Kombat is. And you know, you get the fatalities, you got the action, you got the stereotypical, you know, action Chinese, westernized version of Chinese mythology. You got scantily clad hot women, badass dudes. That's what I grew up on. You know, that's what I appreciate. You know, even though fucking NetherRealm went rogue and gave in to the Twitter Puritans by covering up the females and making them less curvy and sexy, it's like, that's never been Mortal Kombat's thing. You know, the fan service sexiness of the characters have never been Mortal Kombat's thing. So they get a pass because the violence of the game is still intact, and that's what people play it for: the combat and the violence. That's pretty much what Mortal Kombat is known for. So that game is not going to suffer, you know, when it comes to sales. Actually, I think the sales have been going up ever since Mortal Kombat 9. So, you know, that is speaking with its identity. Plus, you have Ed Boon's part, you know, steering that ship. That is his baby. Yep. Yeah, my internet is real shitty. I think my broadcast kind of cut out on me. Let's see. Let's go again. But I think the main thing that kind of, I don't even know who I want to play anymore. I guess I'll go with Kokoro. Yeah, my thoughts on this game, as far as the DOA fan base, is all over the place. Let me see if I can fix this broadcast. I know you guys can still hear me, but you're not getting no game footage because my internet is really, really bad. You're not getting no visual right now. Alright, I'm gonna kill this broadcast and come right back because there's no video footage being aired. Let's see if there's a way to refresh.